How's it going, dudes? And welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. This is just a little game I saw on Game Jolt. Apparently it's a horror game. So, yeah. I wanted to try it out. You're not having a great day as usual. Oh great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts raining. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? Can your head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. That's not good. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. Well, you know what they say, curiosity killed the cat. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound's source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. It's so cute. And it honestly knows it. You've never had much of an opinion, one way or the other, about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Who says they haven't? You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord? You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in a cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Oh, Obviously, there is a choice here. Should I take it home? Should I not take it home? You know, I probably want to get all the answers for this, so let's take the cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easy as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together? right? At least for a little while. You think a little while would probably be more than a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bath. One you living in alone in it. What? Wait, what? So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making both of you some dinner. You take out the can of food and open it, with a tap on the floor on top. You put some cat food in a saucer and place your tongue and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs his body against your leg with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread and toasted. Mayo and mustard bread. Turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Tomato sliced. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife into the cupboard. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops on the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows, almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Surely, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's rainy outside. Not after all your efforts. You are going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. Sure it is. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering your fingers cut with a bandage, The cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich. While you're cleaning up the kitchen. While trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh, come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully, this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worrying that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up... Wait, what? The light just... went out? Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone, only to find that it's out of batteries. What a coincidence. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. Okay. Thing is, I can hardly use my phone for anything, and it and by the end of the day, I get like 75%, have 75% left. So, what was he doing on his phone? The outing had been so, for the moment, it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. The rain stopped? But then, why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now. You realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up. I think it... Oh. I do see some letters popping up every now and again. And they say a very concerning word. And going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still. Even with your flashlight trained on it. It's... What? The flashlight flickers. And the cat's gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctured with the rapid pumping of your blood in your heart. It is overriding as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How's the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know it is, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered, "Let's play." Right into your ear, right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakes within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action, but you're still weak from the fear's grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Ow! Sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you broke your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on the tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Whining from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light, coming from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards your inexplicably open doors screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's a kitchen knife, and still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife, it spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over the knife, as if skipping in delight, and bends down. You lap in the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air, and it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breath, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. the dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you've taken in, licking away at the kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The sense of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Open eyes slide up as to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that has everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake. With every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not with the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that cat right there ahead of you, if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind me? I'm just gonna look behind you? Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. Oh, okay. Just a continue instead of a new game. How many endings are there? There are a lot. There's 40 endings! Oi! Alright, let's see what happens if I do not take the cat home. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry, good luck out there, okay? You turn around and lean the cat in the alley behind you. Rain's picking up. Time to head home. Not a fool. Ending question mark. Wait, is that not an ending? Alright, let's try from this. Let's go from here. Keep running. Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Wait, what? So no matter what choice you pick at that point, it's just always ending 0? Is this even a full game? Because it says there's 40 endings. I only found the one. And there's only 2 choices. So what gives? So I just got curious and decided, let's continue. You're walking. Right, of course. The first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did? The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? This is new. Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibility of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity gripping your steps. You follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alleyway and walk forward. The loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground soften your steps. Finally, the sound's source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alleyway. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, there's a cat. Huh, I guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look, after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look, it's not glaring at you or hissing at you or getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Let's not take it home. Sadly, as cute as the cat is, you'd never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are, with rent and bills to pay for. Not to mention you need to buy food to survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. What to do? There's a question mark. Leave the cat. You don't think it's a good idea to get the cat's hopes up of having someone look after it, and if you're not willing to commit. What if it gets attached and somehow tracks you down back to your home? What'd that say? Sorry. See you around, I guess. You stand up, and the cat watching your every move. You make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitifully at you. Ignore. Nope. You need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. That's what's best for both of you. You leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you'd forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you were going to do for your day off. To the dog park. You said to take a stroll in a park or something. The only one within walking distance is a nearby dog park. You think it'll make you feel better. First you get to see a cute cat today, now you get to see a cute dog. Several of them, in fact. The park is bustling with owners and their canine companions, playing frisbee, fetch, running, jumping, even napping. Whatever. Like you'd want anything to do with these mangy mutts. What's wrong? You didn't think that. You decided to move on. Dogs are also adorable. You want to pet every single one you come across. But you know not all owners are cool with strangers just walking up and manhandling their pets. Not all dogs appreciate it either. So you stroll around the path, trying to exude a welcoming aura that will beckon one of the cute doggies to you. You don't have to wait very long. You stop as the smallest, cutest puppy you've ever seen scampers up to you, blocking your path. Wait, what? I'm gonna leave the park. Yes, leave. What now? Let's go to a movie. It's been a while since a film came out that I looked interesting enough for you to drag yourself to a movie theater. But there's a showing of one such film at the old theater. The movie was a little too niche to be picked up by the new cinema that opened right across the street. And that's okay. You're not exactly a fan of the crowds, and nothing ruins the experience of watching a new movie for you more than a noisy audience. You eagerly buy your ticket from the kind old man in the booth and head inside. It's barren of any trace of other people and decor. Looks like it hasn't changed since the 80s. Maybe even the 70s. But it's what you were counting on. You consider buying some popcorn, but can't help but be concerned that everything at the concession stand might be expired. You move on and walk through the halls, finally locating the theater designated to your ticket stub. As expected, the theater your movie will be playing in is completely empty. Perfect. You pick a spot right in the middle, even counting the seats and taking in consideration the gap of the staircase. As you settle in, the dim lights fade away, leaving the room pitch black for a few seconds. Before the screen flickers on. No commercials or trailers pop up. The movie just begins. Please, you shrug and let yourself get immersed in the opening scene. But just as you're getting into the premise, the doors open behind you, momentarily casting light into the room and ruining the atmosphere. You hold in a frustrated sigh. It's a public establishment after all. The place can't exactly afford to stay open if you're the only customer. You try to refocus on the movie, but you sense the new presence slowly shifting around the theater before heading in your general direction. What? You gap in utter disbelief as the stranger shovels down the aisle, only to sit right in front of you. There is no one else here, and plenty of places to sit. The stranger is also unusually tall, even with the stadium-like arrangement of the seats being on a somewhat steep incline. They're completely blocking your view. Don't move to another spot. You don't want to risk escalating the situation further. The whole thing is already making you uneasy. Why would they choose to sit right in front of you? Surely they know you wouldn't be able to see past them. Shaking your head with a passive-aggressive scoff and in the stranger's direction, you reluctantly pick another, less perfect seat in the theater. But as you settle down, you see this strange person get up and once again sit down in the seat directly in front of you. You look around, somewhat helpless, as if waiting for someone silently agree with you about how odd all of this is. Or at least inform you that it's all an elaborate prank. But there's no one else here with you. That's how you've always liked it, but you can't help but think that maybe it would be nice to have someone else here if it meant not being alone with this weird jerk. I'm just gonna leave. This is too weird. Feeling uncomfortable, you decide to leave the theater. There's still enough time left in the day to do something else. On second thought, go to the carnival. You spend the day at the carnival. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, aeroboat. Rides you've been on before. Hoops, coin toss, balloon dart. Games you've played before. Funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy. Food you've eaten before. All things you've enjoyed before. You're surrounded by groups of people, all having fun together. Laughing, playing, eating, taking pictures, making memories. And then there's you. The sun hasn't started to set yet. Still high in the sky, but it will soon. You start to wonder if maybe you should go home for the day. And you stop in your tracks. You see something new, an attraction you've never seen before. A maze of funhouse mirrors? It sounds kind of lame, honestly. There isn't even a line to get in. But then, what else is there to do? Let's go to the maze. You enter the maze. A full room and a few rooms in, and you notice that mirrors aren't all weird. Some just show you looking back at yourself. A little bored, a lot tired, and so very. Maybe this was a mistake. Why did you think going into a maze of mirrors was a good idea, even if it was something new to experience? I can't do this today. You turn around and head back the way you came. only to bump into a mirror. Ow, what the... Where's the exit? You try again, only to find another mirror blocking your way. By the time you've all turned around, you realize that the way you came in is completely gone. Well, that's not good. Okay, don't panic. I just have to keep going forward, right? You step through the only opening you can find and nearly trip over something on the ground. You bend to pick it up. What's this doing here? In your hands was a worn-looking flashlight. Curious, you flick it on. Huh? The light doesn't look very... The lights. Did the power go out? Or did the attraction operator forget you were in here? How long have you been in here, actually? You pull out your phone and check the time, or maybe call the police. Your phone is dead. You grip the flashlight in your hand. The light it emits earlier was dim enough for you to know there's probably not much juice left. Best to reserve it for the worst case scenario and feel your way out. Yeah, you can do this. You take a calming breath. Well, forward we go. Hello, darling adventurer. Daring adventurer. Welcome to the Mirror Maze. Would you like to know how to navigate the maze? Yes, I need help. Once again, welcome to the Mirror Maze. You're in a bit of a jam, but don't worry. You're in good hands. Or rather, good paws. You see little cuties here. They're doing their best to guide you through the maze. Aren't they generous? When you enter a room, the entrance light will flash, and then you see the path before you for a second. And also lies beyond them, and also what lies beyond them. Whatever you see, these kind kitties, just go to where they are and you'll reach the next room. Unfortunately, they're not the only things in here. It is highly suggested that you refrain from following any of our other guests. They can be sneaky or distracting, but they're always hostile. So please caution when advancing to the next room. Of course, this wouldn't be much of a mirror maze without mirrors. They can't hurt you. Can they hurt you? No, they're just mirrors, silly. They don't do anything at all. And you can't do anything to them either. It's just an obstacle you can pass through. Go left, go center, go right. The choice is yours. So, if you find a room with no helpful kitties in sight, and all the paths lead to a mirror or something else, I recommend that you stay put. And just maybe it will work itself out. Now your navigation tools. The flashlight you found doesn't have much juice left. It only let you get a quick extra peek at your surroundings about 5 times. So, try not to use it all up at once. Oh, okay. You can keep track of your progress through the rooms. Open the left. and your lives up on the right, you get 3 lives. So be careful to avoid less friendly guests lurking around. Why only 3 lives, you ask? Because you're soft and squishy. It wouldn't take much to damage you beyond repair. And besides, you're human, and humans usually only have 1 life, yes? And yet here you get 3. Don't you think you ought to show a little more gratitude? And that's the end of your tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful. Are you ready to play? I think I'm going to continue this in another video. So, if you guys enjoyed, hit that like button. And if you're new, please subscribe. And also hit that bell. Feel free to comment down below. With all that said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video.